Hey guys, it's Tiny Tom Logan back with another video for you, and today I thought I'd give you my stroke our first look at a graphics card that's literally just arrived with me, the PowerColor Devil 13, which is based on a 6970, but this is like PowerColor's top of the range 6970. I believe it's going to be a relatively limited card as well, but due to being immensely busy and stuff at the moment, what I thought I'd do is I'll give you a good look at the box and then we'll come back and do a full review later on. But the box is actually pretty special, which is another reason why I wanted to give it a good look. Now, as you can see, that you've got I'm not sure if I zoom in you'll be able to see that it's actually embellished anyway. Can you see the pattern around the Devil 13? Well, you're going to see that Devil logo a lot more later on anyway. But if I come out again a little bit, you've got like a magnetic front area and then it kind of lifts up. But what we need to do is then spin the box over because there's drawers. So what I'll do is I'll move it right back and then we'll have a look at the drawers. So right, we've got the drawers right the way back out the way. Obviously I've got the camera on a tripod, so we'll just go through. Now, if I pull the box out, what I want to do to start off with is just show you that the level of detail, even on the front of the drawers, there's this little leather feel pull tab with a little button on it holding it all together. And it does kind of, it does kind of give it kind of a really kind of dark, kind of gothic kind of feel because of the Devil logo and everything. There again you can see the Devil 13 logo in between the two boxes, which is also a nice more nice attention to detail. Now what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit more just so that we can, there we go. We'll have a look at what's called the recovery chamber. Now I'll open the box and inside we've got, there's a screwdriver here, as you can see, but it's got no fittings on the end. So then if we open out the packet, you can see you've got all your tools inside, and that is another screwdriver there as well. There's a selection of Phillips and flathead. They're double-ended. I'll move the silica out of the way. I really like the idea of this. It's quite cool. So we do this back up again. I'm putting it all back together with you as well, as you can see. So we slide that back inside and then we go into what they're calling is the equipment chamber. Inside the equipment chamber we have, it's all the selection of cables and stuff. We've got a crossfire connector, we've got a DVI to VGA should you be archaic enough to still be using a monitor that's that old. Then there's a 6-pin to 8-pin converter. There's two of those, PCI Express 6-pin to 8-pin. Then there's a mini DVI to a full-size DVI connector. There's a sticker with the Devil 13 logo on it. I think this might be going missing. Then there's the Devil's Devil's 13. I'm not sure what that's meant to be. It's just a bit of card with Devil's 13 on it. Just some information on the card, I think. Then you've got a Devil's 13 card with the guarantee, and it says that the guarantee lasts for 3 years. You've got a Dirt 3 code, which obviously I'm going to keep that way around so you can't see it. And then this is a fit-in manual, which all opens up. It's like a poster, but it's a manual showing you what everything does. And then you've got the driver CD underneath. So if we put all that back in, wedge it all in. So now would be time to put that back in the box, slide it away, and then slide out the main event. Now, my thoughts straight away is that with that black and red design, it does remind me a lot of the Aries Dual 6970 card. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the drawer out of the way, and I'll give you a good look around. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit more. And I'm going to try my very best to do this and keep you in the middle of the camera. Obviously we can see the two fans in the middle. It's obviously a custom cooler, it's not the reference cooler. We can see on the right hand side though, if you have a look, there's two 8-pin power connectors there. Four pretty huge heat pipes. They look like 8mm heat pipes to me for the card. If I spin it over again, there's a Devil's 13 embellished backplate, but what I need to draw to your attention is that you've got voltage measuring points and then LED signal lights there. But there's that Devil's 13 logo again. Try and get it in the middle. Does look really nice. But yeah, LED lighting signal, and then the voltage measuring points, and there's a NEC Tocking cap, I believe that is, on the back. But obviously we've got a nice smooth, plain, understated backplate there. If we spin it round this way, you can see the kind of design of the card and the cooler. The best thing I can say about this cooler is it just appears to be like two different levels of aluminium. And you've got like a black anodized area here, which is over a red anodized area. It's much easier to see there. You can see that it's like different layers. So it's kind of a really nice layered up design. I'm actually quite a fan. Now, around the back, there's a selection of connectors. It's got two DVIs, there's a HDMI, and then there's two mini display ports, and there's this big red button. Now the big red button is for two different BIOSes. One's for the overclock BIOS and one's for a stock BIOS. So if you're running like non-demanding games or something, you can just flick a button. I've obviously not used any of the software yet, so I don't know whether you can actually edit the BIOS yourself, or whether it's a manually set one, but in the main review we will cover this. But there's not much of a you know, anywhere for the heat to come out the back of the card, but obviously with the way that the card's designed, all of the heat is going to be getting inside your case. So if you're going to be thinking about purchasing this, you will need to make sure that you've got a good airflow case. But that is a rather lovely looking card. I really like the look of this, and there's so many motherboards that this would just suit down to a T. Really, really nice. Another Devil's 13 logo there. Although you're probably never ever going to see that, and only when you're fitting it. But I think, guys, that should do the trick. That's our first look of the PowerColor Devil's 13 Special Edition 6970 graphics card. Be sure to check back soon for the full review.